Hello, we are live from the Bullpen for Bio 2024. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit with me for a few minutes for a chat.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Great. So can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and what your name is?
Sure. So I'm Priya Baraniak. I'm the Chief Business Officer at OrganaBio. I also co-lead process development and manufacturing for the company as well. So I sit at the intersection of our science and our business.
Yeah, so there's always that bridge, right, between the boardroom and the bench.
Yes.
So you're a busy woman. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yeah. So OrganaBio is a solutions provider to cell and gene therapy developers. So we've really built a holistic ecosystem of solutions that span the entire product life cycle from donor selection all the way through to clinical trial support. So we have two wholly owned subsidiaries that are tissue sourcing businesses, a birth tissue business, as well as an adult leukapheresis business. So the cellular starting materials that are the materials that therapeutics developers are taking into developing their cell and gene therapies, we can recruit donors for them based on certain demographics, based on certain biological characteristics. We can isolate tissues, isolate cells so that they don't have to build all those capabilities. They can focus on their core technologies and their IP. And then we also do process development and manufacturing support. So we have GMP manufacturing capabilities. And so we're not only someone who can work with you in the preclinical realm, but we can bridge that gap from bench to bedside for you by then moving into GMP manufacturing with you and providing you with those same solutions for clinical manufacturing. And then finally, we have a very robust clinical trial support services arm called Cell Processing and Cryopreservation Services, where we do a lot of work right now for some very large multinational pharma partners in either autologous apheresis cryopreservation or cell isolation and cryopreservation from patient blood samples, where hospitals and clinical sites can interact with the patients and procure the material, but they don't have the downstream knowledge of then doing the processing of it.
Thank you. Thank you. And I love your passion and enthusiasm for what you do. Can you share what you're most excited about for the remainder of the year?
There's so many cell and gene therapies now finally getting approvals, moving to the clinic, and we're starting to see patients really benefit from these, right? We see babies with their hearing restored and people who've been suffering from sickle cell disease and various forms of cancer now leaving pain behind, living fulfilling lives, and families not suffering from the trauma and the pain of all of that. And so I think as we get through 2024 into 2025, we're poised to just see so many more of these therapies come to market to gain global access. And that's personally what I'm very passionate about, is democratizing access to these, right? So how do we make sure that we are reaching every individual in need, every family in need, and not just a very small, top tier of the global population?
No, absolutely. So let me ask you an important question. Do you know the mantra to the bullpen?
Help someone, rinse, repeat.
Yes. So now I'm going to ask you, how can we help you?
Well, I mean, just the networking here has been fantastic, meeting so many like-minded people, but also people who have so many complementary knowledge and skills. And I think everyone is so willing to share in this ecosystem, which has been fantastic for us. And so I think Bullpen has already helped tremendously in making those connections, having those conversations. And I think as long as we keep bringing that mindset to it, it's going to just continue to grow and be really beneficial, not only for Bullpen members, we're a founding member, but also, for the industry and moving the industry forward.
I love that. Thank you so much for the support and joining us here today.
Thanks again.